Welcome to an impromptu live. Hopefully I got the word out enough, but you can always come back and watch the replay later on. There we go, it's coming up now. Perfect. Alright, so welcome everyone. My name's Tracy.bish. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia. I am a little late this month in sharing this month's Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle, but it's a really good one and I didn't want to miss out, even though we're almost at the end of April. You can still grab this bundle, you can still grab this suite. It is using the Homemade Sweetness Suite from the online exclusive. So yeah, welcome everyone. As you're popping on, please say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know, do you have this suite? Hi Marion, how are you? So we've got a couple of people on. Welcome everyone. Hopefully you're having a really great week. I know it's only Tuesday, but sometimes these weeks go really fast, don't they? Well, they do for me anyway. So my friends and I that are in the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial, we get together each month with a new suite that we work with, and we pop together 12 amazing tutorials for you. And I've actually done 2 cards in this tutorial bundle. I helped out a friend and she was going away, so I created 2 cards this month. So I'm going to actually be doing 2 cards and sharing what I did with this suite. Hi Rafina, how are you? So nice to have you here. This suite is one that I absolutely love. If you've been following me for a little while, you probably already know that if there is something to do with fruit, I usually grab it because, I don't know, I gravitate towards all fruit items, and you know, I don't think you can go wrong either. Hi Wendy, how are you? Hi Nicole, welcome. So nice to have you all here. So the online exclusives are still available now, and I will say March's online exclusives are amazing. There are so many good products in here, and I will say I have grabbed quite a few products out of this online exclusive. This has been, you know, probably one of the best online exclusive bundles that I've ever seen. But this is the Homemade Sweetness Suite. So it does have DSP, stamp and die set, embossing folder, embellishments and ribbon, and I'll show you those up close really soon. But I also wanted to share with you, I have used this suite a couple of times already, and you can find the videos here on YouTube. I want to just share with you those cards because this is a really great suite, and if you haven't sort of seen too much of it yet, maybe, you know, you haven't seen its potential yet. But let me share with you a couple of the cards that I've already shared. So this is used as the DSP. There's also another bundle in the online exclusives that's not actually part of this suite, but you could certainly use the suite and create this style card. It's a corner fold card, and isn't that gorgeous? This is actually part of the suite. So that's one of my corner folds, and I did actually another one. So this was part of Global Monthly Video Hop. So this is using the DSP from the suite. Very simple card, and another corner fold. So that was this month's Global Monthly Video Hop. And then last month's Global Monthly Video Hop, I also created one of these slider cards using the same suite. And I think this turned out so beautiful. Really fun. This is a great card to create, and it's actually fairly easy to do as well. It's one of those ones that's a real wow factor. Looks extremely hard, but it's really not too bad. Hi Rachel, how are you? Just back from Audi. Awesome. Yeah, tricky corner cards. They're not too bad, Marion. It's actually looks harder than it is, but I really loved how those ones turned out. But that is the suite. Let me share with you a little bit more about this whole bundle. So again, 12 amazing projects involved. In the bundle, it tells you the whole suite the coordinating colours and then each tutorial. So all 12, you get the measurements, the instructions for all 12, and it didn't actually print out very well, but you can see these are gorgeous cards. I love how all of them turned out. Anyway, I'll share with you in just a moment the 2 cards that we're going to be creating, but I also wanted to just go through each of the products with you as well. You may already have these products in your hands as well. The slider card was so much fun to create. Yes, I'm so glad that you made a few as well, Wolfina. Absolutely fantastic. So beautiful ribbon. This is the checkered trim in Misty Moonlight. To me, this reminds me of police ribbon. Then the embellishments are the strawberries and dots. So we've got strawberry slush, Misty Moonlight, and these gorgeous little strawberries. We have the ladybugs embossing folder. So little ladybugs and some flowers. And then the stamp and die set. So there's 10 stamps, 16 dies. This is a really fun bundle as well because you can create a life-size jar card. So this one cuts out and you can stamp the front and opens up like it looks like a jar, but it's a card. So super fun. I really love the labels in this set as well, and you'll see that in the cards. But we've got some blueberries, some strawberries, a little heart, and some great sentiments there as well in the bundle. And then this beautiful DSP. I think you can't go wrong with Stampin' Up's DSP when you can fussy cut out so many different designs or details in the DSP to create some really wonderful cards. So we've got lots of different fruit. We've got some checkered ladybugs and flowers. There is some spoons, some hearts, some jam jars and honey jars. We've got writing, like a writing pad style design. We've got some larger jars. Pink strawberry slush paper, and I think that's it. I've actually got a couple of packs in here. Oh, these beautiful flowers and some checks. So I think that's all of them. And I think, you know, you could get away with just getting this DSP and creating some great cards with it. Alright, let me share with you the cards that we're going to be creating today. So we have this one here and this one here. Both extremely simple, simple design, super sweet, and I love the texture in here with the embossing. That's what we're going to be creating tonight. So yeah, let's get started. So we're going to do this one first. I feel like I'm jumping around a little bit. I am a little out of sorts in doing live, so you have to bear with me a little bit, but I am excited to be here, and yeah, I'm glad that I've got a few watching me and joining me as well. So even if you're watching the replay after the live, I'm happy that you're here. So we have our basic white thick card base that I've just scored in the centre. Then we've got a couple of pieces of strawberry slush. And these are actually going to go along our card like so. But can you see all this beautiful texture with the embossing folder? We are going to emboss those as well and add a little bit of colour with some ink and a blending brush. And we've got a few pieces that we're going to stamp and die cut as well. So we might as well do all our die cutting and embossing all at once. So let's move those to the side. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. And for this one, we're going to use our large strawberry. And we've got strawberry slush and old olive ink. And then I've got a piece of Pretty in Pink for our sentiment piece here. So we're going to start stamping our 3 strawberries just on strawberry slush cardstock. Like so. And I do want to, I'm going to come back in and stamp our sentiment once it's die cut, just so I make sure that it's nice and centered. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to be all that centered. Now I'm going to use this same stamp to stamp our the leaves feature on the top in the Old Olive, but I do need to clean my stamp there. So I'm going to use my scrubber. Now, if you guys don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. They are a great tool to clean your stamps, especially with the stamping mist. This cleans and dries your stamps really well. The Stamper Mist actually has a conditioner inside that helps to prolong the life of your stamps, especially with photopolymer. The red rubber, seem to last a lot longer, but because now Stampin' Up! Only have the photopolymer, I highly recommend actually cleaning and conditioning with that stamping mist. And the Stampin' Scrubber is actually on clearance right now, so you can get it at a really good price. So if you don't have one of these and it's been on your wish list for a little while, honestly, go and grab one because you're going to love it. We're going to stamp our 3 strawberry tops, and because I'm inking the whole stamp up and I only want the tops, I'm going to stamp off a little bit as well. Perfect. Now these could be coloured in a little bit, maybe with stamping blends or with a blending tool, anything like that. I've left them nice and plain and nice and easy to work with. So now we can start bringing in our dies. So this whole bundle is available for my team, the INKY Stampers, absolutely free. Or if you place any size order in my online store in April, you'll receive this as your free gift. So if you're wondering how you can get your hands on it, that's 2 ways of being able to get your hands on it for free, or you can purchase it in over on my blog. There's also a link in the description of this video as well if you would like to purchase it. Maybe you live outside of Australia, or maybe you already purchased from another demonstrator. Okay, so I'm going to use my little mini tool here and then run these through. So there's a few different labels in this set, and I really like this one. So sweet with the little added stitching element on there. Hi Deborah, how are you? So let me show you that because it cuts, has a stitching effect, really pretty. So that's that one done. And we're going to run our strawberries through. And I can't believe we're almost at the end of April already. It's been crazy. What have you guys been up to? You been doing anything exciting? Hi Evelyn, how are you? From Germany. Welcome. So we've just had Anzac Day. Did everyone go to a service? And I think, Wafina, you just had King's Day. Is that right? In the Netherlands? So there's our 3 strawberry slush strawberries. We're also going to do our little strawberry tops in Old Olive. And you could fussy cut these if you would like. We are going to sort of fussy cut a little bit because it only cuts out the top of the strawberry and then goes straight into the strawberry. Yeah, yesterday you had King's Day. Awesome. That's so fun. Yes, Rachel, this fruit bundle, or sweet, is amazing. I don't think there is too many fruit stamps that I haven't got that Stampin' I've brought out in the last 13 years, which is pretty funny. It's the fruit ones and the little critter animals. They get me every time. Yeah, Festival in All Orange. I saw that. That's great. And I'm not sure, was it you or was it Lottie that had cake? I don't know, I saw it really quickly. Alright. I do need to pop these dies away so I don't lose them. I tend to just put them on my desk and then have a lot of trouble later on. And I'm going to use the embossing folder, but I'm going to have to bring my big machine in. Actually, no, I'll just do it off the side because I don't have a lot of room and my camera's actually down fairly low. But I do have the Ladybugs embossing folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my 3 pieces of strawberry slush. I'm just going to quickly run those through. So just give me a second. And look at the detail in this. I think it's so sweet. And it looks good. Straight down on the paper. But we're going to add a little bit of extra colour and dimension to it by adding a little bit of the blending brush and the ink. And for that, I do need my scrap bit of paper again, so let's bring that in. And our ink pad. Oh, it was Lottie. Yeah, okay. I'm now second guessing myself whether it was even cake. Okay, so I'm just going to do little swirls along the edges. I'm really adding a lot of the colour just towards the edge. And it picks up on the raised elements there. You could also just run it along the top and all those raised elements will pick up a lot more ink. I think that looks so much better than just the plain. Can you see the difference there? I'm going to do it to all 3 pieces. So it really makes the flowers and the butterfly, flowers and the ladybugs pop. And last one. So I've only made 1 card with this suite using that die that creates the jar card front. I haven't made any others before. Just the one. Okay, so I'm going to bring in that one that I'm going to add the sentiment. Love you very much. Nice little pun there with the berries. See, oh, that was really important to die cut it first so I got it nicely centered in the center there. Alright. And then we can start cutting down our strawberries. So I'm going to bring my scissors in. I do like my snips for this because it's got a nice tip. Makes it a little bit easier to fussy cut with. I've got some other scissors in my stash that are a little bit more rounded, and I find that that's really hard to be able to fussy cut when it's so much rounded on the end. So I'm just doing a quick cutaway of the strawberry. It's just going to leave that beautiful top. So although the strawberry cuts out, the die cuts out the whole strawberry rather than just the top and the bottom, but I like that. And if you have the other bundle, the other fruit bundle in the online exclusive, it actually has the top and the bottom, I believe. So you're adding the two to one. Okay. And this hopefully just fits nice on top. You don't have too much of an overlay. Looks good. Let's bring in a little bit of glue. And we'll add our tops now. Oh, Evelyn, you haven't used it yet. Oh, I hope that this inspires you after we've done the two cards to get out and use it. I will say I haven't been crafting as much as I used to, but this is definitely the bundle and the suite, the DSP, that I'm gravitating to regularly. I've got so many ideas as well with some scrapbooking pages. I've just got to get that time to sit at the desk a little bit more. So cute. Alright. Now we're ready to start popping everything together. So we're going to start layering our DSP, our embossed cardstock, and DSP. I'm just going to glue those down with just some liquid glue. I think the DSP really pops with the DSP, with the cardstock here. I was so excited when Stampin' Up! Brought the strawberry slush back. You guys remember when strawberry slush was in the first time? So funny, I've been in 13 years and I've seen colours come and go, and sometimes I'm very disappointed when they get rid of colours, and then sometimes it's just like, yeah, that was time for that one to go. But such a nice bright pink. We didn't really have much of a bright pink except for Melon Mumbo. So this lays over the top. And doesn't that look good? Okay, we're going to pop up our sentiment piece with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to add 3 down. Gluing these strawberries, I've actually got quite a bit of glue on my fingers. have that one down, and then we're going to start adding these down, but we're going to sort of, because this is sentiment piece is popped up, we have to do a bit of partial dimensioning and some gluing. So we're going to add a dimensional to the top and a little bit of the glue to the bottom. You can add this here, and these three can go anywhere you like. They don't have to, you know, go in the same area. This one here I'm going to put on the left hand side, where it's going to be off the side, and then a little bit of glue. Pop that one there like so. And then this one here I'm actually going to double pop with dimensionals. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I'm actually going to put 2 down, take those backings off, and then I'm going to stick 2 more down on top. So that gives us that double stack. There we have it. So that is the same as my original. I didn't actually have any of these embellishments when I created these cards, so what I might do is on the card that I create today, if you get these whole suite, you can use the embellishments and add some embellishments down, and I think I'm going to go one here. I'm going to go another large one. I tend to not use large embellishments as much. And I'm going to grab a small one, maybe just add it to there. So very, very simple. Oh, and that just elevates it so much more with just simple embellishments. So like I said before, you could add a little bit of colouring to your strawberries, and that would make it sort of, they'd pop up a lot more, which would be absolutely amazing. Or you could leave it where it's, you know, fairly nice and simple. Thank you, everyone. Okay, the next card we have is this one here. Thank you, everyone. Oh, everyone's going to use the suite now. Awesome. Oh, you got the wrong dies. Oh no, that's no good. So this is another card highly focusing on the DSP for this one as well, and we're using our ribbon in this one. So let me bring in the kit. Again, we have basic white thick card base. Pretty much my go-to card base is the basic white thick. And I've just added some adhesive from my fingers to my card front. Let's try that. Okay, so I have 3 bits of DSP, and I'm not sure of the measurements, but you can see it goes all the way across the card in the blue check. We have one, let me see, that's the way it's cut. But that means that's going to be upside down, so oh no, that's fine. We're going to be sticking one here and one underneath with 2 pieces of strawberry slush, and I think I need to cut this in half. Yeah, it needs to be a quarter, not a half. Much better size. Way too thick otherwise. So a nice little strip of the strawberry slush, top and bottom. And we have some pieces to die cut and stamp as well. So for this one, we're going to be using the little blueberries, which are so cute, but we couldn't just have them stamped and coloured. I wanted to use the Secret C cardstock, which is one of our in colours from last year. And I'm going to use some heat embossing with white embossing powder. So because this is just scrap out of my scrap heap, I'm going to bring in my embossing body tool, and then we can stamp in Versamark ink the little blueberry, and we're going to heat emboss in white powder. So this is still a very, very simple card. We're doing a little bit more with heat embossing, but you know, heat embossing is such a fun technique and a real wow technique as well, that you just can't go wrong. Especially if you have your powders in a nice little container like that, it makes it super easy. So I'm going to bring my heat tool in, we're going to melt that powder really quickly. It doesn't take very long at all. And usually if you warm up your heat tool first, it makes it go really fast. Oh, that's funny, Rachel. You know me too well. And I will say this was actually the first card I created that was for me, and then I created the other one to cover my friends. So that is how it looks heat embossed, which is amazing. Okay, so let's bring in our little die cut machine, and we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. And for this one, let's bring in our dies back again. We have the little blueberries. I'm also going to be using this label, which I don't know, that one sort of looks spacish, maybe 60s style. I don't know what I think about when I see that one, but that's what it does for me anyway. And then we're going to die cut this one as well with the white. So let's run those through. We've got Misty Moonlight and our little blueberries. Come on. There we go. Almost need 3 hands. That moved, so I just want to make sure that my blueberries didn't move. Went to all the trouble of heat embossing. Make sure that they cut properly. I'm using my wrong side. Hang on, let's move over to my correct side. That's a little bit easier. Felt very uncoordinated then. So that die cut our label as well as our little blueberries, and then I'm going to run through again in the white. That's going to give us our little centre for our label. Oh, sorry, that moves the camera a lot. I do apologise. Again, I want to get rid of my dies so I don't lose them. Okay. And then we're left with these 3. I'm going to bring in my scissors, and I just want to cut around, there's the card, around the edges to give me that white centerpiece. Okay, so it cuts off pretty easy. There we go. Okay, now let's bring in our stamping pieces, and we can stamp our sentiment here. So we're using You're the Sweetest, using the Strawberry Slush ink, just down in the centre. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to re-ink this soon. And then I'm bringing the Secret C colour in. That's in our, you could use Misty Moonlight as well, but Secret C is our blueberry colour. And then in this set there's this gorgeous little scroll design here. We're going to stamp that one underneath. So sweet. Okay. Now we're right to start popping everything together. So I want to pop this up on our label. Gives it a really nice effect there. So cute. And I'm going to add our little blueberries there as well. I'm going to use just some liquid glue for that one. Okay. So we just want to make sure that where our checkered DSP is going is going to give us enough room for our DSP. That's about there. Okay. So we're just going to add all these layers down with a little bit of liquid glue. Who thinks of picnics as soon as you see this check? And I love it that it's in blue, not in like a red colour or in strawberry slush. Misty Moonlight blue is absolutely stunning. So I've got 2 little strips of strawberry slush cardstock that's just going to go top and bottom of that DSP just to break it down slightly. I think I need to put a sink in my craft room for all my glue. Yeah, I agree, Rachel, that the little machine is a lot harder for it to run through. I feel like I was a little uncoordinated in my efforts to, I was trying to do it a different way than I usually do it, and probably wasn't the right way to do it. But so I've got a little strip down below, big strip at the top. And I like that it's sort of off-centered from each other. But you can see they actually go together. Okay, we're going to add this down with some liquid glue as well. So the only pop-up we've done is with this sentiment piece. And we're going to pop this to the right-hand side, not to the centre. Like so. And then let's bring in that gorgeous ribbon. This is so soft and beautiful. We're going to do a nice little bow. Which it makes really pretty little bows. Just make it a little bit smaller. And I'll need my ribbon scissors here. Chop that down a little. And from popping ribbon down, I really like using mini glue dots. I find that It just makes it a lot easier to adhere down without all the, bit of mess. And we're going to pop that down along the bottom there. Now I think what we might do with this one as well is bring in those embellishments. And let's add a few of those down as well, because why not? And you can tell me which is your favourite. Let's go with the Misty Moonlight for these ones. Let's stick one there, one over here, and one here. And these are actually really flat embellishments. See how flat they are? So these are perfect for your memory keeping. They're not going to cut into your plastic sleeves or anything like that. And I think, again, I know it's not a huge difference with these embellishments, and maybe if I'd pop them on the white area they would probably stick out a little bit more. You know what? Let's add a couple more so you can actually see them. I'm going to stop one up here and put another one down here. Okay, so there's 4. I do need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's 5. Uneven number is what you need to make it look good. I love how that one turned out as well. So there we have it. Those 2 cards, and then our 2 cards earlier, and this is all part of the bundle tutorial for the Simple Sweet Stampers in April using the Homemade Sweetness bundle. Really hope that you've enjoyed the 2 cards that we've created, and I hope you can see how great these cards are. Like, I did a little bit of a squeal when I saw the whole bundle tutorial together, because I think everyone's done such an amazing job with these beautiful cards and the beautiful suite that I know that you would enjoy this whole tutorial bundle. Again, you can get it free by being part of my team, the INKY Stampers. You can get it free by placing an order in my online store this month in April, or you can purchase it in the description of this video, or head over to my blog and you can actually click the link and purchase it there as well. So up to you, but I know you'll be really happy with the projects in this tutorial. Now I'm going to be back with May's Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial a little bit earlier than I have this month. It's crazy that it's the end of the month and I'm only just getting it to you, so I do apologise for that, but it's been crazy. It has been crazy. Alright, so let's see, does anyone have any questions for me? Oh, thank you very much, everyone. I'm glad that you liked them. Yeah, thanks, Evelyn. I will have a lovely evening. I hope you have a really great day as well. I think it's day over there at the moment, so yeah, awesome. Well, thanks, everyone. If you haven't given me a thumbs up yet, please do that. If you haven't hit subscribe, you can do that as well so you don't miss any future videos. And if you haven't made a comment, or you're watching this when it's no longer live, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of the cards. Alright, everyone, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll be back really soon to share some great new cards with you. Oh, you love the first card. Thanks, Marion. Alright, everyone, have a lovely night. Bye.